Show one thing you have done apart from stealing money. Amaechi challenges Tinubu's government ahead of 2027 elections. Ahead of the 2027 presidential election, former Minister of Transport Amaechi has accused the current Tinubu-led administration of being fearful of opposition parties and failing to deliver tangible projects for Nigerians. Speaking to journalists recently, Amaechi, who has declared his intention to run for president in 2027, he said the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) is in panic mode, engaging in distraction tactics, rather than focusing on governance. Amaechi contrasted the administration's record with his own tenure under former President Muhammadu Buhari, highlighting projects he said continue to serve Nigerians. These include the Isakpe-Warri Railway, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, ongoing works on the Kano-Kaduna and Kaduna-Abuja rail lines, and the Lekki Deep Sea Port. He questioned the status of projects often cited by the APC, notably the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road, asking, where is the road? Why are you asking? The government should show one thing they have done, either in the north or in the south, apart from stealing money. This Amaechi should not just bother himself, because nobody will vote for you. We know that the road, the coastal road, we don't know where it is, but really, who will vote for you? Amaechi. I beg. Okay, Amaechi stated, he further urged that political contest should take place on a level playing field. Yes. Allowing Nigerians to freely choose their leaders rather than being forced into political options. Amaechi's comment reflects growing tensions as the 2027 election approaches, with opposition figures increasingly scrutinizing the Tinubu administration's performance on infrastructure and development. Mama says, look at this good-for-nothing useless mouth, spewing rubbish shamelessly. William says there is absolutely nothing to show. Ima Eben says this Amaechi is obviously irresponsible and unquote. Okay, Akol says someone should tell me what did Amaechi and Buhari did during their tenure. Is it not stealing money also? Idiot. If you are interested, where is Amaechi hoping to draw base support from? Because I don't understand, really. When he sidelined the Southeast and South-South from the railway projects during his time as transport minister, he even built railway into Niger and commenced the University of Transport for Buhari. Now, where and how can he draw dependable support from? Maybe from the Northerners that he did railway for. They are the ones that will still vote for him, because I don't understand what he's looking for. Isidore says the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, often cited up by the APC, is located along up-north Niger Railway coastal axis. Mommy says you also join Tinubu, just as Reno Mokri, Bwala, and Keyamo Ole thief. Biodun Aguda says, Atete Mole, Ole Moloko. When you serve as minister, how does Southern State benefit from your service while you are busy constructing railway line to Niger? Don't mind him. Prophetic say all these old men, where are they coming from and where are they going? Which one is closer? Grave. Akin says Amaechi is an unserious, unput and reckless being who threw his guts into the gutter because of his ministerial ambition during PMB's rule. It's shameful that he forgot the evil committed while he reigned the governor of Rivers State. Truth is, Rotimi has not forgotten at the villa in Abuja. It was worthless and habitually ineptitude of him to label an elderly man a thief. It must be the culture of those from his part of the country. Governor Hachi President says, can you prove that Amaechi is a thief? You don't just type and post any nonsense on Facebook just for the heck of it. He said that Amaechi is a confirmed thief. Abiodun Olusoya says, see shameless thief Amaechi. Eru Atiri says, now wow for this our country. Politicians, can you imagine a thief calling someone a thief? Glory Prince says, Nigeria is the place where assassins will call kidnappers bad name, no be small thing. Ime Ikere says, please somebody should tell what has happened to Hoscom in Akwa Ibom since PIA was born. What's PIA? Sunday also said, Wike fought for Amaechi through the courts, and Amaechi became the governor of Rivers State. When he became the Minister of Transport, he concentrated in the West and the North to curry their favor politically. But he was disappointed and the frustration has resulted in mental problems. Very sad indeed. Chukwudi Ozoro says, you mentioned all these projects. Which one did you bring to your state or Niger Delta for being there for 8 solid years? You want us to clap for you? Do you want us to clap for you? Emmanuel Akpabio said, what we are seeing here in Nigeria is nothing more than democracy coup. APC will continue from 2027 because African democracy is just the same as those wearing uniform called army. Okay. Michael Tayo says, this man Amaechi is definitely a very stupid person. Elijah says, people that fell out with Asiwaju were always bitter, but I'm praying for you, Amaechi, to win. Win waiting. If you have never been involved in any embezzlement before, there's a condition. Target, even you have you worked before? Yeah, man. Ojo Beni says, Nigerian politicians are genius. A Nigerian politician calling a few politicians a thief. Although among madmen, there's always a senior, Abina, God bless Nigeria. Still said, this man that can't account for the railway loan. Amodara says, truly, you are hungry. Because a hungry man is an angry man who have lost his sight. Adeji says, even the blind one can see. One point, and that is their manifesto. I'm just laughing. Adeji says, and when they call him out now to come and account for the 8 years as the Minister of Transportation, they'll now start shouting with chanting. Abi now. Dede says, the case of Keto calling the pot black. Osereme says, politicians are the same. Yes, most of them. Can you show us what you did? And Buhari government did for 8 years too. And what you did for 8 years as a governor and 8 years as a speaker. Wow. Omoda Amaechi really has a portfolio. With Martin, Tony Okpe says, Tinubu have bankrupted the economy. Nothing is working. Onyeka says, this man is mad. Tell us what you and Buhari did in 8 years. Lulu Treasure says, because of you are the same. See, let me tell you, Amaechi, if you guys want to bring down ADC, do not give Peter Obi that ticket. At least Nigeria knows that you are all birds of the same feather, except very few incorruptible ones. But if Peter Obi, the incorruptible man, is seated on that throne, you cannot manipulate him because he is the voice and representative of the common man. So, no Peter Obi, no ADC. If your ADC really wants to win this election, tell Atiku to give Obi the ticket. Victory Man says, sports calling Kettle black. Tell me among all of you who have not stolen. Man says, Amaechi who linked Niger Republic to Nigeria, and the train is now bringing bandits to the country. Not be smart thing. Nojo says, the thief is a thief regardless of whether you make him the main owner. Truth could say that you and them the same now, Abi. Thief calling another person a thief. All of you, thief. The betrayal has been betrayed. Now he's making noise. My listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.